light. You got a light? All right, family. I'm about to give me some light in here. Let's talk real quick. Come in here. Come here. Come a little close. Let me talk to you. Got some divine revelations for you. There we go. Ooh, you said it right here, brother. There we go. Oh, okay. Now we in the game. So listen, man. How are we, first of all? I hope everybody is having an amazing, powerful, immaculate day. Right? First of all, I want to say congratulations to all those who have been being steadfast and believing. I made a post earlier today about the vaccine, right? And I was talking about congratulations to all those who didn't take it and kept their mind. That was your test. And it's almost the same thing with cryptocurrency and these existing technologies, right? Because you had to believe when nobody else did. You had to talk about things that may even get you isolated, right? And a lot of people were ostracized, right? And called conspiracy theories and woke and all of these different things, right? And here we are in 2000, going on to 2025, and we have a Bitcoin, right? That was created January 9th, number one, which is a very powerful day. But it's now at $100,000 plus. I remember talking to people when it was at $3,000 and asking them like, yo, you should invest, or telling them and breaking down to them, you should invest in this. And they could not shift from their old way of thinking to a new way of thinking. And what I need you all to understand, and what I'm about to get deep into, is to let you all know about this new world that is emerging. Right? Bitcoin going to $100,000 is a signal. It is a signal that a whole new wave of people, number one, is about to believe. Because it's not just the retail investors, it's not the reason it's going to 100K, or it has gone to 100K. It's corporations, it's companies, it's institutions. Then it's going to shift into multitude of other different things, and we're going to see the blockchain get utilized. We're going to see AI get utilized. We're going to see these crypto projects, right? Boom. Altcoins are going to go into a super cycle as money flows into them. And we are in the era where there's going to be so much new wealth being produced. And what you want to focus on is wealth accumulation and buying power. Because as the world continues to spin and the world changes, you got to ask yourself, what the hell is money? Like, what is money? When Bitcoin is at $100,000, what is money? You a Bitcoiner, you got $100,000 Bitcoin. You don't own a single dollar in the world. All you have, right? You can remember a key, which is a code that goes to your wallet that unlocks these funds known as Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin didn't go to $100,000 per se. What Bitcoin is a demand for a computer algorithm that people want access to store energy in. How does this make any sense? But when you understand the ancient financial system and you understand that the world has grown too big for the old systems to continue to operate, then you know that this technology had to be created so that as this borderless world is produced, right? They need somewhere to store the energy of the world on in these chains to create a global infrastructure. Now, the world has become so much of capitalist that one of the greatest technologies ever existed has to go from a person wanting to buy an increment of that energy and that algorithm from 1 cent to 100,000 to get people to pay attention. Because it's not blockchain that you're seeing a value in, it's money. And that's sad, to be honest, because once you understand the underlying technology, once you understand decentralized finance, right? Once you understand the technological age and the shift that we're going into, then you realize the whole time you've been preparing yourself for a world that won't exist. You've been educating and going to schools for a world that won't exist. So what are you doing with your life then? If all the money and energy is flowing into these new currencies and new systems to build out a new world, then what are you preparing for? Why do you wake up in the morning and get ready to go to a job to go make some money to have a goal that is attached to a world that is going away? You have to pay attention to the world as it changes. And I don't know why everybody thinks that they can continue to wake up every single day and ignore the biggest shift that's going to happen, because ignoring the world doesn't change it. I'm happy that people are joining the infinite wealth strategies, and they go get into the investment wealth club to put themselves in a position of power. But it's more than money. I want y'all to understand. Like, I might post the students making tens of thousands or hundreds or whatever they making. It's so much more than money. It's saying that we need to consolidate power. We need to utilize these infrastructures and these chains and these systems. Otherwise, we're pouring money into what? Because if I say, hey, everybody go buy Tesla, it's about to go up. And everybody, all black America, go buy Tesla. Brown America, whoever the hell is, go buy it. What are we saying? That we're pouring into, right, the production of this electric car industry, and the person that is back behind it, we support them with our energy. So we know where the direction of things are going, because we're actually helping it produce and flow. When we invest in the stock market, we know these are companies that are attached to real products. And if that company stock goes down, then that product is no longer produced and consumed. So an aspect of that world goes away. But what does it mean when there's $1 trillion into these currencies? Why did that much energy flow into that system? What is that going to create? Because money cannot flow into something don't even think about it as money. It's energy. A Satoshi is an increment of energy. But what the hell is it flowing into? Do you not see the new world being built out? When money flowed into the railroad system, the oil pipelines, the printing press, right? The internet. Every time energy and money flowed into that and productivity happened, a new world emerged. And as people were happily curating their dreams around an old world because they were so focused on the past, they didn't realize that they were preparing themselves to be poor and not have wealth, and setting up future generations to complain and cry and have to compromise and sacrifice. But the reality of it is that we can create a digital nation state. We can take our assets and they can incrementally be worth more. We can take our time and we can invest into it, and we can learn. And by learning, we increase the value that we have by taking the dollars that we have and we transfer it into the new energy system that stretches that dollar to be worth more. Because a dollar continues to decrease in value, but that same dollar, when Bitcoin was worth $1, if you would have took that and put it into this new energy system, it would have stretched to 100,000. 100,000. You can't show me where in life, where in college, right? Where at your job, to where you can get that much investment return. This new world, because what you're seeing when you talk about Bitcoin, you're talking about a new world infrastructure is outperforming the old world infrastructure. That's what we're saying, and I need us to catch up to it. We're saying the new world infrastructure is transitioning, because if we're taking monies out of the banks and pouring it into a new system, then what are we building? I need us to participate in our own revolution. I need us to participate in our own family's development. I need us to participate in the building of the future. It's not late, but you don't know where to get started. It's not late, but you think you can just jump around and get tidbits of information and not take some time to realize the importance of it. It's not too late because your mama haven't gotten into it. Your brothers, your sisters, your auntie, your homeboys, your homegirls. If they ain't got into it, how is it too late? The people around you ain't in it yet. It's too late when everybody around you is in it. You earlier than everybody in your family. You earlier than everybody in your goddamn a friend circle. When your local DJ got some, you know what I mean? When the club bouncer got some, oh, it's too late then. You know what I'm saying? When the local thought just start mentioning it, I got my crypto up. Oh, shit. Damn. Because sometimes there's a signal that tells you when you're early, and then there's signals that tells you too late. So how do you have this mindset where everybody is thinking that it's too late when nobody is in? What you want to do is called front running the corporations. You want to front run the company, the countries, because a lot of them are late. There's countries that ain't got into it yet. Countries. But what's going to happen is you need to be, I want to probably have one of the greatest breakdowns ever in Infinite Wealth Strategies, because I have a lot that I just consumed and learned, and I want to give you all the future to understand what's going on. And once you understand it, it hits a light bulb in your head. And what you realize is that, oh, I'm alive through the transition of a new world. But you realize that this world is something that you have a say-so in. But we give up all our power because we're existing in a very awkward time. It's like a teenager growing and developing, and they got pimples on their face. They're not ugly, but they're not good looking. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know themselves yet, but they could become something very powerful. And we in that technological phase to where it's like we know the technology is here, but we haven't seen what it does yet. It's not in our daily lives. And that actually is a really good ass sign. Because by the time you using it, and the world is using it, it's late. It's matured, it's developed. And once it's developed, it becomes rigid. You can no longer invest in the development of it. At least you're not getting the same amount of gains. So yes, learn it. Learn it. Because 2025 will be the last year for you to get into position at this stage of infrastructure. So when you ask yourself, is it too early? You have to ask yourself more. So what is the opportunity of 2025? What is the early of 2025? Which will, because 2025 is the early of 2029. Meaning that by the time you get up there and it's at 1 million, and you like Bitcoin at 1 million, it can never be at 1 million. But that's just a little 10x. That ain't nothing. We thought that this was impossible. And when I say we, I'm talking about, the world. I've been making videos and talking about this, and I literally traveled around the world talking about this, teaching it so that we can be in position. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm competing with fools. I'm competing with entertainment. I'm competing with distractions. You know how hard it is to get people to focus? I see everybody talking about, oh, I'm in it, I've been in it, I bought it, I got it, I wish they would have supported myself and others and really pushing our people into it so that we could have had the benefits of being in position. I really do. Because it don't matter if I'm in as an individual. What matters is, are we in position as a collective? Because other collectives are in position as a collective. And what they're preparing to do to say, when the new world is developed and opened up, we will be in the same position that we were in the old world. But if we are in the same position that we are in this world, in the new world, then it's the same fight all over again. And that's what's at stake. Us having to be in the same position again when we don't own the world. And the people who own the most farmland, who own all the skyscrapers, who own all the banks, who own all the entertainment companies, who own all the social media companies, who own all the electric companies, who own the whole goddamn infrastructure in the world at 90+%. They shape the world in their image again. And we're at another stage saying, damn, y'all oppressing us. And they like, but remember when 19 Keys was yelling at y'all, teaching y'all, saying that y'all should get into this, y'all should do this, y'all should do that. Y'all didn't even listen to him. Y'all had messengers and leaders and guides and lights, and y'all tried to make fun of them. Y'all ain't come behind, y'all didn't amplify those voices, y'all didn't listen. So God sends people and the devil distracts you. Whose fault is it? So I want to thank everybody that did listen. I want to thank my students that send me screenshots and they now millionaires. But what's going to matter is that when we connect as collectives and we say, okay, we now have the money, but that's just one phase, because who cares if a fool has money? When we say, let's tap in and let's build, and you got millions. Why? Because now we're going to collectively take our money and we're going to turn that into a physical infrastructure so we become a nation within itself. And now, regardless of what other world is built up to it, we are a power source as well. Now, I don't want to go on all the plans on what I have in mind, because that's too much for the internet. But the reason that I want people to be in position, the reason that I want you to invest in yourself, the reason that I want to see families with wealth and power is so that we have the ability to be a nation together that is in position to control our own world. And this technology allows us to utilize a resource to decrease our excuses and increase our productivity. So I want to see a better world. I want to see a world that reflects my ideas. If we ain't been given all of the signs, but what is the sign if you can't read? What is the signal if you can't interpret? It's just noise. So when you join the Infinite Wealth Strategies, number one, you're joining to a movement. I had a student in there. I like to be the one to give the signals, but he like, Keys, look at this one. And I had to jump out my ego to be like, oh, I'm the leader here. No, that's not what the future is. The future is this circular collective that if you're a part of it, you are, like in Bitcoin, you are a node on the chain of the community, like a blockchain. And there's value that exists in each one of those nodes. So it's beautiful to see the students take and add as well, because it's not top-down infrastructure, it's circular infrastructure. And that's sustainable. So we call that cross-collateral power, meaning that you're on the side of me. I'm not in front of you. I'm not above you. We're on the side of each other. So new ideas in new ways have to be brought to the forefront, because if we're not thinking about these things, those who do the thinking will be the ones who do the ruling. So I need to go talk to all of those who have influence, all of those who have power. I need to get this message out there more and more and more so that we can be at the center of power. Y'all join Infinite Wealth Strategies. I'm going to extend this last minute sale for y'all to tap in. It's way more than just crypto. It's way more than tokenomics. It's way more than signals. It's way more than that. It's a movement for us to build our own future. Y'all enjoy it. For those who have invested, enjoy your investments, enjoy the fruits of your labor, but understand that money is not the end result. Money is just a resource that's going to help us get to our end result. But we have to have our energy consolidated, and we have to form the right habits, and we have to have the right thinking in order to get there. Peace to the family. I'm in Miami. I'm about to meet up with some leaders. They're going to share knowledge with me. The knowledge they share with me, I impart with my community. Peace. Infinite Wealth Strategies. There's infinite wealth. There's abundance. But you need a strategy in order to get you some.